This is example position 7 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book. This is a problem where we've rolled a 5-1. We are blue. We're going to look at 3 different possible moves we make with the 5-1. We'll look at the pros and cons of each of these 3 moves and figure out which one is the best and why the other 2 aren't. First move is 24-23 and 13-8. 24-23 gets the back checker moving, strips the midpoint. Ends up looking like this. Does add a spare checker to our 8 after stripping the midpoint. Second move would be to move 24-18. Again, it gets one of our back checkers moving. It does offer white a double shot. White can now hit us with either a 6 or a 1. And the third possibility is to move 13-7. 13-7 slot's a good point. 7, we'd like to have that 7. Strips the midpoint. So think about those 3 possible moves. The 24-23, 13-8, or the 24-18, 13-7. Think about all the features of this position, the race, how the boards look, who's got the stronger board, are there any threats? And which move would you make? Let's go over the 3. Okay, so the third best out of the 3 possible moves is to go 13-7. 7 is good. We would like to get that point, but by doing this move, we're splitting. I mean, we're stripping both the midpoint and the 8's already stripped. So we have no good way of covering this blot later, even if we don't get hit on our next move. So for that reason, it's not a good move. What are we going to do with this blot later? Can't really cover it, so it's to move it past. Second possibility was the 24-23 and then 13-8. We're ahead in the race, so it's a good idea to get these back checkers moving, which we're doing here, 24-23. But the 13-7 takes a spare off of the point where we really want it. We prefer the spare on the 13 rather than the 8 because the spare on the 13 has a lot of spaces it could hit, a lot of places it could hit. If I have the spare on the 8, 8 can only shoot at the 7, and then the 2 and the 1 really, or the 5 later. So it's really better to keep our spare on the 13 and not bring it down to the 8. So that leaves 24-18, 24-23, and then keep going to the 18. So we're really racing here. We're ahead in the race, so we should race. We have a better home board that also leads us to take more chances and race. We're not going to blitz. We're not going to prime. White's got 3 checkers on an advanced anchor, so we're not going to prime him back here. There's nothing to blitz anymore. So racing or holding, and racing is a plan that's best for us because we're in the lead. We just need to race and get out of there. So 24-18 plays right into our game plan. Leave the third checker, the spare, on the midpoint. In summary, we're ahead in the race. We have a stronger home board. We should split our back checkers, get them moving. So if we split them, the only good five is to keep going from the 23 to the 18. Doesn't if white hits us on the 18, he'll either hit us with a 1 or a 6. And if he hits us with a 6, he's breaking his midpoint, which is not good for them. So 24-18 is the correct play.